Okay, great souls. Welcome, welcome. Namaste to everyone. We'll get started fairly soon. Have a great request to cultivate qualities of strength, courage, inner peace, and fearlessness. So those are wonderful things we're going to work with the yoga poses to affirm qualities that are going to strengthen those aspects of ourselves. And we know we go, our human self cycles into different fluctuations and different moods, but we can acknowledge it if it's not super intense and come out of it through these practices. And even if it's super intense, we could come out, but it's just going to take a little bit longer usually. Okay, so let's get started with our breath practice. And I'm going to step back here. Okay. So getting comfortable. Oh, yes, make sure you have a block. If you don't, we could always do the practice, rolled up blanket, but later we'll be using a block. Okay. So sitting comfortably, notice which foot is in front. I'm placing my left foot ankle in front of the right. Root down through the sit bones. And let's release our shoulders before we get our breath practice. Fingertips on the tops of the shoulders, and see if you can bring your elbows as close as possible to circle around. About 3 times. They don't have to touch, but closer than you might usually do this. 3 times in one direction. And then, of course, as we come down and back and around, that same feeling of bringing the elbow tips as close as possible. And we're going to go into our full yogic breath first, but then add alternate nostril breathing. But let's do a couple rounds of the full yogic breath together. First, exhaling through the mouth. And then slow inhale, belly expands, heart opens, crown of the head lengthens up. And then exhale through the nose or the mouth, and the opposite, chest, belly, feet, rooting down, sit bones touching the earth. Do this a couple times at your own pace. Really feel that connection, especially from the heart to the spiritual eye, crown, and back down. Hear that oceanic sound. Notice how you're feeling right here, right now. What's your mind on that scale of 0 to 10? Is it super racy? That would be a 10. Lethargic, foggy brain, 0, 1. Just give yourself that number. We did this a little while ago. And then the same for your body. Notice how your body is in this moment. Okay. So as we go into alternate nostril breath, we're going to keep the full yogic breath going as best as possible. We're going to make it real simple. We're going to inhale through the left, exhale through the right 4 times. It's nice to do a 5 count or a 6, whatever works best for you. Blocking off gently the right nostril. Inhale through the left. 2, 3, 4, 5. Close both nostrils, hold the breath. Doesn't have to be for 5. We're going to exhale through the right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close the right, inhale through the left. 2, 3, 4, 5. Close both nostrils, focus gently at the spiritual eye. Exhale when you're ready through the right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now you're going to do 2 more rounds at your own pace, at your own timing. Incredibly balancing alternate nostril breathing for the nervous system. Always working on regulating, balancing, and returning to our higher self-awareness. And that is in the upper chakras, especially the heart, the spiritual eye, the crown. Exhaling. When you've exhaled through that right nostril, just breathe through both nostrils again. And then exhale through both nostrils. Now, in your own practice, of course, you could go longer with the alternate nostril breathing. We're just doing a taste of it today to remind us of that wonderful practice. And then we're going to keep flowing with our breath and our movement. So when you're ready, the right arm reaches up, the left arm comes out to the side. We're going to walk our fingertips out to the side and bend that left elbow at a certain point. We're going to stretch through the side body. Make sure you don't jam your ear by your shoulder here. You want space. Really feel that right solar side opening up. Breathing in, the heart gently draws toward the sky. Deep belly breathing. Full yogic breathing. Beautiful. Good. Inhale, coming up. Before we go to the other side, both hands are going to touch. Bend the elbows, draw the shoulders down. We're going to affirm within every breath lies infinite power. The power to return back to the right alignment of my higher self. And that is in that upward flow from heart to spiritual eye to crown. Within every breath lies infinite power. And then reaching over to the other side, right hand comes out, extends. Drop that right shoulder away from the ear, really stretch through the left side, lunar side. That witness observer quality, so important when we step back and be aware of my thoughts, feelings, emotions, circumstances. Breathing in, breathing out, getting that wonderful side stretch through the lunar side. That's it. And when you're ready, we lift up. And we bring the arms up. Again, stretch up, but then make sure we soften the elbows, soften the shoulders. Within every breath lies infinite power. The power to return to my true self, my higher nature. And then bring the hands to the heart, cross at the thumbs, eagle heart mudra. Notice if you want to bring an intention to your practice today. You heard what we're working on as a group, but you may have something personal you'd like to bring into the flow today. And it's important to remember to ask and to listen. Okay, and releasing the hands, rounding the spine. And lifting up again. We're going to bring the legs into it, shake them out. Great. Okay. You know, I like a blanket for the knees, whatever works best for you. We're going to do some cat-cow kicks as I set this up. Okay. So when you're ready, wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Gonna rock side to side here, get some flow, side flow going. And our rounded cat, I'm gonna draw my left knee into the midline, draw the right knee toward the forehead, extend the right leg straight out, and then up, and then if you can, add a half push-up. And then come up with the arms in the upper body and then around the spine, drawing that right knee toward the forehead. We'll do this a couple more times, extending out, expanding out, and the push up, strengthening, and folding in. One more, extend out, add the push up, elbows in if you can, and rounded spine. Hear the sound of the breath. Before we go to the other side, turn those right toes under and just stretch deeply into the right hamstring, forward and back, opening up. Appreciating every day what our body can do. Yes. And then the right knee comes into the midline, left knee toward the forehead, exhale. Inhale, extend out, and then up, and then push up. And two more. You could hold longer if you want. Full extension on that left side. Try not to flare those elbows out too wide. Keep them pulled in. Third one. Extend. And strengthen. Strength and flexibility. So core to our yoga practice. Turn the left toes under and pulse into that left hamstring back and forth. I feel my left calf a little bit more tight. So this is good. As we will do several moves to open up these wonderful hamstrings. Okay, let's go into our full downward facing dog to get the whole body activated and lifting off of the knees and then pour back toward the heels. Keep magnetizing the chest toward the thighs. Pressing into the base of the fingers. It's a great affirmation to cultivate peace and calmness, radiate through every cell of my body, every fiber of my being. You could choose calmness and or peace. Radiate, I'm flowing with it. Radiate through every cell of my body, every fiber of my being. Okay. Now let's add 5 Kapalabhati breaths, breath of fire, cleansing breath. You're going to press into your fingers to count and just, sometimes it's taught pretty quickly. Let's do it just like a natural exhale, meaning not super fast. So when you're ready, exhale, navel to the spine. Regular breath. And stepping one foot forward, then the other, one hand, then the other. Easy side to side, relaxing any unnecessary mental burdens. Shake it out. I'm shaking the head, yes and no. And you can rest your hands, elbows, in the folds of the elbows, palms up. Make sure you're balanced between the heel and the ball of the feet. Okay, and let's come up, bending the knees, sweeping the arms back, heart lifting, and then sweeping the arms forward into Uttanasana. So a few pulses here, and rising up. Rising up, stretching up, and feeling the space all around you. Swirling energy, Prana within and prana all around. Okay. So I mentioned the block. If you don't have one, that's all right. It's nice they have the foam block. I have the wooden block. What this does, we're going to put it between the thighs, and it's just going to make sure our legs are engaged and are really, really active through the legs by holding this block and rooting down into the earth. Feel the sacrum drawing down, soles of the feet rooting down, supported. And we're going to inhale and do our half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Inhale, reaching up. I'm going to interlock the thumb and extend the index finger, and the other fingers are wrapped gently. Ease those shoulders slightly down as we arc over to the right. Several breaths here. Strength and courage fill my body cells. Strength and courage fill my body cells. Very actively invoking strength and courage. Fill my body cells. And then we're stretching up. We're going to add the cactus arms and a mini back bend here. And then, of course, come back to the center, to the left side. Ease those shoulders down a bit. Keep the thigh, the legs have to be active to hold the block. As we go over to the left, opening the right side. Really feel those right ribs smiling, strength and courage. Fill my body cells. Strength and courage. Fill my body cells. 3 to 5 breaths here. Really feeling the side body opening. And when you're ready, inhaling, coming back up. Exhaling, adding those cactus arms. And we're still holding the block here. We're letting the arms release for a moment. Full yogic breath, belly, heart, spiritual eye, crown and beyond. And then that life force of the sun, the moon, the stars, just invoking that energy in our human solar system here. So we're going to add a twisting chair. I don't always add this to the class, but since we got the block here and we're working on strength and courage, we're going, I'll angle so you can see it better. We're sweeping the arms out in a chair, rooting down. But then we're taking our hands into Namaste, twisting from the core. If possible, bringing this left elbow somewhere by that lower right thigh. Standing deep twist. As we really literally feel the strength and courage filling our body cells. There's more heat here, of course, in Uttasana chair pose. 3 to 4 breaths in our twisting chair. If this is too much, you do regular chair. But we're going to come out here. We're going to come back to center, stretch back up. Take a moment. Feel the benefit. And now that digestive organs and all the internal organs are smiling with that twist. And we're going to do the same, of course, to the other side. So when you're ready, bend the knees, sweeping the arms up. Bring the hands together, twisting from the core. So this time your right elbow is going to be somewhere by that lower left thigh. Head to tail connected. And affirming the strength and courage filling your body cells. So certain poses or affirmations are connected to certain poses for clear reasons. So that's typically done with half moon, but we're adding strength and courage to our chair pose. Fill my body cells. When you're ready, feeling that heat already, unravel, coming back up. Woo. Take the block out, place it to the side. And just feel the benefit of the standing half moon and twisted chair. Have the thumb, index finger together, mudra. What we're doing in yoga, individual self is uniting with the higher self. The higher self is hopefully having more influence on the individual self. Okay. I'm going to go into vinyasa flow here. So come into the front of your mat. And we're going to bring our hands into namaste. This is a great time to bring others to our mat and offer prayers of care and send healing energy to others. So tap into your spiritual eye, the dawning of higher consciousness to all beings. Crown of the head, lengthen and grow. You decide on your back bend how far you want to go back. Inhale back to center. And this time we swan dive forward, hinging at the hips into a forward fold. Inhale, look to the front of the mat. And we're going to step it back to our three-legged dog. So that means the inner borders first lift up the heels pretty high, and then root down through the heels, spread the toes wide. Feel the heart expanding and opening. And then possibly lifting that right leg up. And we're going to do some knee kicks here. So we're going to bend that right knee, bring it toward the chest or the elbow into a moment of plank. And then back again. Extending, fold. And then drawing that knee in. Hovering. This last one, we extend up. And we lower, when you're ready, the right leg down, and we transition into our plank. Take your time. Take your time into our chaturanga. It could be knee, chest, chin chaturanga or classic chaturanga down. Once we're on the ground, I'm going to angle this way. We'll do some locusts here. Locust and bow, recharging our spine so that energy that gets scattered, we want to collect and gather it and recharge it. So let's lift the right leg up in upper body. Inhale, pulse it up. And then see if the arms want to reach back. Couple breaths here. That's it. 3 breaths. And then ease. Spiritual eye touches the earth. Left leg lifts up. And lift the upper body. You could stay here with the palms down, or you can lift the arms up and palms face toward one another. Breathing in and breathing out in our Salabhasana locust pose. And what we're doing is recalling our scattered energy to recharge the spine. I recall my scattered energy to recharge the spine. We want it deep in the central channel and then melting down. Let's place one hand on top of the other, and let the spiritual light rest, the shoulders, the whole front body melts into the earth. Okay, from here, we're going to go into Cobra, Bhujangasana. So we did mini back bends there. Now full back bend, or however you want to take it. Always listen to your body. Legs are strong. Inhale, lifting up. You could be partial or all the way straight with the arms. Stick out the tongue, eye gaze up. Do that a couple times. And just reflecting on your speech and your communication. Okay, I'm touching my knees down now, and then I'm going to ease back. So I'm going to draw back, widen the knees apart, and just rest in the prayer pose. Folding in, drawing inward, hearing the sound of your breath. Joyfully meeting each opportunity moment by moment. Moment by moment, I meet joyfully each opportunity. That's the affirmation in the Cobra, but we're taking it now within the prayer pose. Okay. Now from here, we're going to come back up. So we're in our cat position again. I was tempted to do a half bow, in meaning reaching for that back leg, but then I decided when I was on the belly, we're going to do it from this position and see how we do here first. So when we're ready, the left foot comes into center, knee, bend the right knee and lift up. Now you can do your cat bent knee with the left arm extended, or more challenging is to grab that top of the right foot and then do your half bow. So either on your own, lifting up, or clasping with your hand. And you're lifting up, and we're continuing to deepen into our back bend and a balance, somewhat of a balance pose here, as we're continuing to recharge that central channel of the spine. When you're ready to release, extend the right leg and the left arm opposite, folded in, left elbow to right knee. Let's do a couple opposites here, bilateral work. We know it's so good for our brain. Left elbow, right knee, extend, and 3 times. Fold in, and rest it down. Let's take a down dog. Lift off the knees, pour it back. And inviting that deep affirmation, peace radiates through every cell of my body, every fiber of my being. Now you can stay with it. I'm going to ripple, meaning I'm going to ripple into a plank and then flow, and we're flowing as I'm still affirming peace radiates through every cell of my body, every fiber of my being. All right, the knees touch down again. And we're going to bring that right knee in. We're going to lift the left knee up and see how we do on this side. So we can either do an opposite and hold and breathe, or you can reach. I bring my foot behind the knee and make the clasp into our half bow. 3 to 4 breaths here. And the affirmation for camel, if we were on both knees and one leg forward, would be, with calm faith, I open to the light. With calm faith, I open to the light. So we know when we feel fear, we want to invoke faith. With calm faith, I open to the light, developing fearlessness. If you're ready to release, it's strong. Opposite, right elbow to left knee, and then extend. You could always take rest. Right elbow, left knee, and fully extend, opening with calm faith to the light. Okay, lower that right hand, bending the left knee, and let's come down onto our forearms and do a forearm down dog. So to measure that, you just touch the elbows here so they don't go too wide, forearms, palms face down, and notice the effect of the forearm down dog. Keep magnetizing the heart always to the thighs. I'm going to walk one foot in, then the other. Calmness radiates through every cell of my body, every fiber of my being. That wonderful blood flow to the brain, cleansing the mind. Now, the mind can hijack us in a lot of ways, but we can use the mind to bring us back to our deepest truth. So we're going to step the right foot back, then the left, come into forearm plank. See how your body likes that. Try not to collapse the belly or the head. And then let the tops of the knees touch. And let's take rest. Other hand on top, large toes touch, heels apart. Again, melting when we can, softening, opening, and allowing when we can. Returning to our highest nature, literally in upper chakra, point between the eyebrows. With calm faith, I open to the light. Light is an aspect of the divine. If you practice with a certain deity, with calm faith, you open to that deity, light, love. Now, we, of course, did that knee version, but as I was saying, I wanted to warm up with that first before we do this variation on our belly. So you might find this harder or more challenging. We'll see. First, starting out on our forearms, but then bending your left forearm in front of the chest here. This is going to be the same arm, same leg. So we're not doing opposites. We're reaching back. We're kicking back in our half bow. Now, if this is too much, use a strap and you can just get this wonderful quad opening. If possible, you're going to lift the thigh off the ground. Deep breaths here. Again, recharging and recalling that scattered energy to recharge the central channel. Great opening here in our back bend. For 3, 2, 1, and release. Draw that heel in, get that quad stretch. Bring the right forearm in front of you. Then the left arm extends. So we get some back bends going on. Bending the left knee, sweeping that arm or lassoing with your strap. This could be a lot. Your quads aren't quite used to this. When you're ready, we're going to kick that leg back, lift the thigh, and breathe. Feel that lunar energy lighting up, recharging the spine. Beautiful. Releasing down. Let's give ourselves a little treat here. Let's go into our lying down twist. So bending the right knee in line with the hip. Lifting the right elbow up and threading that left arm through. We're going to spin and twist onto our, I need to scoot over a little bit. That right knee still stays bent, but we're pulsing back and forth between the right knee and the right shoulder. At some point, that right knee's off the ground, backs of the shoulders touch, and we sweep our right arm up and around above the head in that rainbow arc and affirm. Divine life is within me and all around me. Divine life is within me and all around me. Heart opening, feel that wide open heart, that contained core, the divine life within and all around you. As we bring our right arm in front, we just come back to how we started, rolling onto our belly, coming onto our forearms. Excellent. That, and you guessed it, the left knee in line with the hip. Threading the needle, lifting this left elbow tip up, thread that right arm through. And we spin onto our upper back shoulders as we pulse back and forth. Really feel good for the hip, both hips in the twist. At some point we stabilize, and we stabilize with the backs of the shoulders touching the earth. And when you're ready, that left knee's off the ground, and we sweep the left arm up and around. Affirming, divine life is within me and all around me. Divine life is within me and all around me. Head's going along for the ride. And when you feel complete, at your pace, at your timing, we're going to shift onto our back and just iron out our back after those back bends. Bending the knees to the shoulders and rocking side to side. And then we can't help but open our hips even deeper into happy baby. So the feet, soles of the feet toward the sky, we're reaching up toward the inner arches or ankles or calves. We're drawing those knees down and we're rocking side to side. Hydrating, opening the hips, releasing the spine. Just tuning into that baby energy. We're lucky enough to have one of those in our lives right now. Just, yeah, really feel that fresh vitality and joy. Extending one leg and then the other, and everything. Side to side. Great. Okay, soles of the feet together, knees apart, circling. And then the opposite direction. Okay, give ourselves some oomph here. We're going to rock and roll if that's okay on your spine. Otherwise, you're going to roll to the side and meet us in the V extended pose for strengthening. Tapping one foot down, palms face one another, and shift. Another pose within every breath lies infinite power. The power to return to whatever quality of its strength and courage or peace You decide. Fearlessness within every breath lies infinite power. What quality do I want to invoke here? What's going on moment to moment as we lift the heart? And then before we come up, I'm going to just adjust my blanket again. We're keeping with this hip opening sequence. The left leg extends and we're just going to circle around. Circle around. Now, if possible, you could either do a Jani Shirshasana or you could bring the knee on top of knee and move the cheek side to side. So this affirmation is interesting as we bring our hands to the heart. With shafts of will, I pierce the heart of worries. With shafts of will, I pierce the heart of worry as we come into our forward fold. So first with the spine extended and then rounding. Stay with it. Bowing to the wisdom of the heart. So, with shafts of will, I pierce the heart of worry. And we'll start to come up. So notice which affirmations speak to you. You may want to write it down, circle around. We're going to extend the leg and slowly lower this right heel, perhaps beyond the left, and shake it out. That's it. Of course, the left knee bends, opening up the left hip flexor. Now, the tendency is for the spine to round as much as possible. We're going to lift through the heart. And then we're either going to go into Jani Shirshasana or knee on top of knee. Move the sit bones or the cheeks left and right to root down through the sit bones. With shafts of will, I pierce the heart of worries. Cultivating fearlessness. And then go a little bit quieter in your affirmation. So you start out loud as taught by Yogananda, and then you go quieter. And then even silently, as with shafts of will, I pierce the heart of worries. And that right aligned will with the upper chakras as you soften. Bowing to the wisdom of the heart. Continuing to let it lead the way. Heart, spiritual eye connected. Okay, when you're ready, we're going to lift up. There's someone at the door, or if that's a cat. Inhale, sweeping the arms up and feeling the space all around you. Excellent. We unravel this leg. We extend and we lower. It's okay. That left hip past or left heel past the right and shake it out. Shake it out. All right, bending the knees. We're going to come back up again, rolling onto the ball of the feet. If you want to let the knees tap down for a moment and open into a modified camel, you can, or we keep rolling. We keep rolling into our forward bend. Back onto both feet. Relaxing and then casting aside any unnecessary mental burdens. We can massage the scalp, especially the back of the neck. Let that ego soften. So used to being in charge. You want it to be in the passenger seat or back seat, not the driver. Soften the knees and rising up. Inhaling, coming up. And then taking a wide stance here. Energy at the door. Okay. We're going to go into goddess with the toes turning out. Move this out of the way. Again, we're squatting and bending the knees. So the arms are going to sweep out. And just like we were seated when we started, in my breath lies infinite power, but I'm tapping in the spiritual eye, the heart, pulsing, and then the hands above the knees, add the twist. So looking over your right shoulder, extending the left elbow. Hear the sound of the breath. Within my breath lies infinite power. Coming back, and then you bring in that quality you'd like to affirm. So we tap into the spiritual eye, the heart, and working on fearlessness as we look over that left shoulder, extending the right elbow. In every breath lies infinite power. And coming back to center, sweeping the arms out, turning the toes in, and coming into a forward fold. Prasarita Padottanasana, coming in, the inner thighs are rolling in as the wrists are underneath the shoulders. Elongate the spine at first. We're going to hold the ankles, bend the elbows, navel to the spine, crown of the head toward the earth. Again, bowing to the wisdom of the heart, letting it lead the way, invoking the wisdom of the heart. Wrists underneath the shoulders. Again, we're going to add a twist. Left fingertips face the right hand, the whole torso twist, and we open. That right palm faces away from us. And if you want, we get underneath that right scapula by turning that right palm in and left elbow bends, upper body releases, leg stays the same. Inhale, extend, palm faces away, left elbow straightens. Exhale, palm faces in, left elbow bends. One more time. Palm away, elbow straightens, deep twist, and slowly come down. Beautiful. Right fingertips face the left hand, the whole torso twists as we open like a butterfly. The left palm away, head to tail connected, and then left palm in, right elbow bends. Upper body releases, legs stay the same. 2 more times. Get underneath that left scapula. Twisting, opening, hydrating, and somewhat of ease with the upper body, but legs stay strong. 1 more time. Opening, and then completely letting this left hand come down. Ooh. Well, I'm going to walk my heel toes in, bring my hands on my hips with the straight spine coming up. Arms reach out to the side, star pose. And let's collect and gather back to mountain pose with the eagle heart mudra, crossing out the thumbs and yielding into the earth. Every inhalation, drawing that energy upward and inward to our highest center, the deepest truth. Okay, so we haven't done a classic balance pose yet, so I thought we would do eagle, Garandasana. I'm gonna bring a block. I'm also gonna take a drink of water here. So have your block, let's see, we're gonna root down through the right foot. So you're gonna put it by the little toe side of the right foot, or this way, or flat down. Okay, so eagle arms. Sweeping those eagle arms out to the side. Let's bring this time the right elbow underneath the left. Lift the tips of the elbows up. Bring those forearms out in front of you. And then bend into that chair pose. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure everybody's got it. Yeah, bending into the chair pose. Now, as we shift here, we're going to lift that left foot up and wrap it around. The block is there like we're sitting on a chair, elbows and knees aligned. And affirming. At the center of, so amidst life storms, I find my center. So amidst life storms, I find my center. I can come back to my center amidst life storms. Either way, you could say that. For 3, beautiful everyone. 2, 1, unravel. If you can, simultaneously, you can tap down. And let those eagle arms fly. That focus and the concentration, of course, needed in all balance poses and in our lives as well. Sometimes more than others. I'm going to bring this block over to the other side. Opening up your eagle wingspan. On the left elbow underneath the right, lifting up. Bending the knees, looking at a point out in front of you at first, and are straight out on the horizon, wrapping that knee around, sinking down, but lifting the tips of the elbows up. Amidst life storms, I find my center. Or I can come back to my center at some point after those storms. But amidst life storms, I find my center is the affirmation here. See how your body resonates. Focus and concentration. For 3, 2, 1, unravel. Lifting up. And letting those eagle wings expand. Okay. One more standing pose before we do some floor work. Putting the block to the side. We're going to bend the left knee and track it over the second toe. We're kind of angling our upper body this direction. We're opening and interlocking for a bent knee triangle interlock here. So we're coming forward. Bowing again to the wisdom of the heart as we feel the strength in our arms and our legs and our spine. We have the strength going on, but also the connection to the wisdom of the heart, the calmness of the peace of the heart as we rise up, rising up, tracking that knee, coming out for a moment, spinning that left foot in, turning the right foot out, bending your right knee over your ankle toward the second toe. I'm going to walk my left foot back a bit, My upper body's angled this direction now. And our bent knee triangle of Parsva Konasana, opening up and coming forward.
This is too much. I forgot to say on the other one, you could do regular knee down lunge and hydrate. Either way, we're feeling the strength of the legs, the arms, the spine, as we simultaneously bow to the wisdom of the heart. So strength and wisdom happening simultaneously. Inhale if it's time for you to come up. Stay longer if you want to stay longer.
Root down. Unfurl the arms. It's pretty wide. Star, I'm going to walk it in. And collect and gather again. A lot of mountain poses today. Yielding into the earth, lengthening up through the crown. Feel the energy in your body now. The quality of your mind. Now we're going to come down via a chair pose if we can, lifting off the heels. Any way you come down, but if you can take it gradual, take it gradual. Arms reach out. Sink down into your Uttasana chair. And then lifting the heels maybe off the ground. Maybe the knees touch. And then, yeah. Okay. Coming all the way down. Flip out. And we're going to have our block again by our side for our walking bridge series. Yeah, we got time. First, we're going to iron on our back. Ripple down. Oh, again and again. Thank you, body, for showing up today in all the ways you can. Gratitude, appreciation for what we can do. All right. So Tubadasana, bridge pose. You can have your block like this. You can have it lower, or you can have no block, but it's a little harder with the bridge walking we're going to do. As we bring our arms to the side, we're going to lift up the hips and start shifting the weight onto the shoulders. Do this one a lot. I'm going to place a block upright underneath the sacrum or containing the sacrum. Heart opening here, beautiful. Left toes out to the side. And bridge walking. So we bend the right knee. We extend the right leg to the sky. And then we slowly lower from knee to knee. When those knees, get a sense of it. You can't see it probably. You can feel it. Bend your right knee. Turn the right toes out to the side. Within every breath, I can use that as a bridge. With the breath, I can use that as a bridge to return to divine grace. See if that speaks to you, that affirmation. Every breath can be a bridge to help return to divine grace. So we feel ourselves hitting a mood or coming off the racks a bit, and mentally, emotionally, we check in. What am I feeling? What am I needing? What's going on? You do a little inquiry there. This is the psychology part of it. Slowly lower down. And then you give yourself a prescription. You give yourself a posture, affirmation, breath and movement and affirmation going together. We know, as Yogananda knows, a very strong practice. So both feet are down now. The key is to give yourself that medicine as we lift the heels and we ripple down slowly into the central channel of the spine. Melting down, melting down, melting down. Once the sacrum touches the soles of the feet together in butterfly, Supta Baddha Konasana, hands could be on your thighs, hands could be belly hard or above the head, palms facing one another. Full yogic breath. Luxuriate. On your next inhale, belly, chest, spiritualize, crown expand, and letting that wisdom of the 1,000-petal lotus pour through, back through to the heart, the belly, the feet. So every breath lies infinite power. The power to invoke a specific quality. Peace radiates through every cell of my body, every fiber of my being. What we say in Down Dog, we could say as your affirmation as you go through the day or in any pose you would like to bring that into. And as we're tuning in, oh, okay, what would be, before we go into Shavasana, what would be a great pose to do? Do I want to do some core? Do I want to do a fish? So I'm going to offer two. I don't want to offer too much. One would be you're plugging in your low back and we're doing that opposite arm reaches back, opposite leg. Speaks to you. Do this several times if you're wanting more of a heart opener. You could do Matsyendrasana, the fish pose, pressing through the forearms. Palms are underneath the cheeks. Back of the head touches. My soul floats on waves of cosmic light. My soul floats on waves of cosmic light. And start to ease the back of the head down. If you just did fish pose, I'm going to recommend hugging those knees in to release the spine before we go into Shavasana. Okay, we know we can have the legs up the wall, bolster on the central channel, or underneath the knees. Any way you'd like to go deep into restoration, making sure you get warm blanket, eye bag, some hydration right now. Just giving yourself this time to get cozy. And as you're getting cozy, and get situated here and record this. All right, if you're in the position to do so, easing your head from side to side. Just begin deep letting go process, knowing your body and mind are filled with peace and healing. I'm going to go from the crown down, softening the forehead, softening the eyes, deeply relaxing the upper and lower jaw. On your next inhale, you're going to feel the cool air coming in through both nostrils and perhaps even coolness of the spiritual eye. Creating an environment for health and healing as we return to our wisdom self. Hear that oceanic sound, most audible in the throat, but vibrating through all the cells of your body. We can affirm, I heal my body and mind with love and care. I am healing now. Letting the shoulders soften away from the ears. Feel waves of sensation, pulsation, radiating down through both arms, left and right. Hollows at the elbows, hollows in the palms of the hands, left and right. Notice maybe some heat in the palms of the hands, digits of the fingers and thumb. Peace flows through my body, healing, repairing, and rejuvenating every cell. Breathing into the heart, feeling space and the floor, the ceiling, the sidewalls of the chest. Will affirm that again, quietly, inwardly. Peace flows through my body, healing, repairing, and rejuvenating every cell. Feeling the lungs and the ribs expanding with every breath. Low back, low belly releasing. And when moments of frustration or irritation come about, acknowledge that, ask it what it wants or needs, but then wrap it in the affirmation, wrap it in a pose, affirming divine light and peace flow through all my body cells. Divine light and peace flow through all my body cells. My subconscious mind supports my healing. As you feel the back body, if you're laying on your back, getting very heavy, connected to the earth. The front body lighter. Relaxing the thighs, the knees, the calves, the ankles, left and right, all the way through to the soles of the feet, heels and toes. I am healing now. Our body, mind, and cells are filled with peace and healing. Returning to the truth of who you are and already whole, already free, already aware. Sensing and feeling if this is a time for you to continue in restoration, rejuvenation, or if it's time to gently transition to movement, you decide. And either way, we'll be sending healing prayers to others by visualizing them at the spiritual eye. If it's a practice of yours to generate some heat and magnetism by rubbing the hands together, we're going to do the Om sound syllables 3 times and sending that healing light to others. Breathing in. And when you're ready, bringing the hands together in Namaste, acknowledging that divinity within you and recognizing that in everyone and everything. That's where we are one, as we bow to the wisdom of our heart and let it lead the way, moment by moment, day by day.